Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Today we're doing a new segment called the Quick Flip. In comic book investing terminology, the quick flip normally means you have something for a very short period of time that you sell for a profit and had no intention of holding it for the long term. At my channel, I'm going to incorporate the phrase quick flip and make it mean promotions and quick descriptions of future programs. Think of it like what a trailer is to an upcoming movie. It's a coming soon promotion and just a little tease of what's to come. Plus very quick down and dirty comic book movie and TV news. It's not a replacement for Wicked Wednesday or any other program. It's an addition. Okay, now that you understand, let's go ahead and get right into it. First up, we have a reveal for the Deadpool sequel. As you already know, the actress Zazie Beetz has been chosen to play Domino, and they had their first reveal on what she's going to look like in the movie, and it looks like this. And needless to say, it was extremely controversial on the internet. There are dozens of cosplay recreations on what the character should look like, which is pretty faithful to the comic book origin based on what they're doing here. But Fox's reveal is showing a little bit of a change here. In the comic, she's a mutant, and part of her mutation gives her that pasty white skin and the black patch over her eye. But based on what they're doing here, they're going to keep the character's skin based on the actress's natural skin tone and reverse it with a white patch over her eye. And on the surface of it, it looks like they're going for a character that has vitiligo. That's the same disease that Michael Jackson had. It started on his right hand in the late 70s, and that's why he started wearing that glove. People thought it was a fashion statement, but he was just trying to cover this up. So it appears he tried to even out his skin tone by making himself lighter and matching the parts that lost pigmentation. Vitiligo is a disease that makes you lose pigment in certain parts of your skin tone. It's not a disease that's specific to black people, but when black people have it, the contrast is so striking that it makes people stare. And remember, this is a Marvel character, but this is Fox doing this. They own the rights to all of the X-Men mutants, and their track record with character design has been spotty at best. I don't even think it's a race issue because here's a cosplayer that's African American taking on the traditional Domino. Black patch and all. So it's not that a black woman can't play Domino, it's just Fox is going in a different direction on how did she get the patch over her eye and what color it's going to be. Some people have a problem with the hair, but that wasn't a big deal to me. Her hair was much bigger and bushier when she was first introduced in New Mutants 87. Editors know it was an imposter, and her first full appearance in X-Force number 11. So the controversy is going to continue because some people are purist about what a character is supposed to look like. I do have to admit I was surprised about what they did, but I will withhold full judgment for right now because all we have is just a couple of pictures. How will it look on screen? How will her chemistry with Deadpool go? We'll have to see. Speaking of controversy, that brings us to Spiderman Homecoming, and there are some spoilers here if you haven't seen the movie yet. But if you haven't seen the movie, what are you waiting on? Christmas? The actor Zendaya is not Mary Jane Watson. I repeat, she is not. There's some people that still believe that she is. When she was first cast and some people thought she might play Mary Jane Watson, the internet had a fit. So even after it's known that she's not Mary Jane, some people are still hating on the character saying she's too bitchy. Does anyone remember the MTV animated show Daria? That's what she reminds me of, with a real dry sarcasm, and she's the smartest person in the room and she's surrounded by a bunch of idiots. So her frustration comes out in rude sarcasm. Zendaya is also a very beautiful young lady. They really dressed her down, and all of this is on purpose in terms of how she acts and how she looks. In future Homecoming Spider-Man movies, they can give the Michelle character the same type of story arc they gave Rachel Leigh Cook in She's All That. Underneath it all, she's actually a pretty girl. They did the same thing with Brittany Murphy in Clueless. Wow, that's her. She's actually pretty hot. So in Homecoming number 1, they make Zendaya look like this, but she's capable of looking like this. So in future movies, look for her hair, makeup, clothing, and the whole attitude change. People are being too hard on the character too early. You'll see them right in the future. Speaking of Spider-Man Homecoming, people lost their mind when it was name dropped. Miles Morales does exist in this Homecoming universe. During a weapons transaction, it was confirmed in Peter's AI that Donald Glover's character is the Prowler. In the Ultimate Comics universe, the Prowler was the uncle of Miles Morales, and he was responsible for him getting his powers because the Prowler broke into Oscorp and stole some materials. And young Miles went to go visit his uncle against his father's wishes. And some of the stolen goods that the Prowler had in his apartment included a genetically altered spider which bit young Miles. Miles Morales' first appearance is in Ultimate Fallout number 4 from back in 2011, and the prices on that almost doubled after that Homecoming Easter egg. Donald Glover basically says, I have a nephew that lives in this neighborhood. So all the evidence that we have here is that that is Miles Morales. You eventually will see him. But this is way after the Infinity Wars and Spider-Man Homecoming Part 2. So I believe it will be at least 5 years before you see him in live action. Let's clear something else up as well. The guy who plays Malcolm in the movie Dope is not Miles Morales in live action. He's going to be doing the voice in animated form. When they do cast an actor for Miles, I expect it to be somebody about 13 years old who can pass for 10, so he doesn't grow out of the role too fast. The Prowler has the distinction of being the first black supervillain in comics, making his debut in Spider-Man number 78 back in 1969. Is it just me, or is Spawn influenced by the Prowler? Moving along to Avengers Infinity War, let's talk about the Black Order, also known as the Children of Thanos. Unlike the first Avengers film or the Ultron film, the big bad's henchmen won't just be faceless characters. They will stand out, and the characters consist of Proxima Midnight, Corliss Glaive, Ebony Maw, Black Dwarf, Supergiant, Black Swan. The Proxima Midnight character is probably my favorite of the Black Order. The first appearance of the Black Order is in New Avengers Volume 3, number 8 from 2013. Needless to say, this is a hot book. It went from dollar bin to like a $25 book almost overnight. If you've been paying attention to my Wicked Wednesdays, you would know that Proxima Midnight and Black Swan both showed up in Unworthy Thor number 4 in February 2017. So these guys are minions of Thanos, but they're very powerful minions. So before Thanos even assembles the full Infinity Gauntlet, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Moving back over to Fox and the Dark Phoenix saga movie that's going to happen. Jessica Chastain has been confirmed to be in that movie, and she'll be playing Lilandra, who's a princess of the Shi'ar Empire. She was a big player in the Dark Phoenix saga in the comic, so her existence in this movie is proving that Fox is going to try to be faithful to the source material. Hopefully they get it right, because if they do, they're going to have a massive epic that we're all going to nerd out to. The Lilandra character makes her first appearance in X-Men number 97 back in 1976. If you already haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to this channel and give it the thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so others can learn about the channel. This is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.